I have a few questions I want to ask the Protestants. In this video, I want to ask the first 3 questions I have about Protestantism first. Protestants say that we are justified by faith alone, not by work. Throughout the Bible, faith is the desire, and works is the obedience. The Bible often talks about 2 types of works, legalism and obedience. In James chapter 2 and in several chapters in Paul's epistle to Rome, we're commanded to both faith and works, which the 2 writers encourage Christians to have as obedience. Legalism is the only type of work that the biblical authors forbids. In James 2, James says that we are not justified by faith alone. Why do Protestants have the doctrine of faith alone while the scripture explicitly condemns the idea of faith alone? 2. Protestants say that we need the scripture alone. They reject the traditions. In Thessalonians 15 and 3 verses 1 to 15, we are told that we must hold to the traditions which the apostles have passed down by word and letter. Paul tells us that anyone who departs from the traditions is departing from the faith. In Matthew, Jesus only condemns legalism, which he calls traditions of men. In the Gospels, Jesus is seen as using the traditions of Jews. Then why does the Protestants reject the traditions then if the scripture is clear that we need both the scripture and the traditions? Third, many Protestants say that the church went astray in the 5th century or to the time of apostles. They say that they are restoring the gospel. In Matthew, Jesus says to Peter, "You are Peter, and upon this rock I shall build my church. The gates of hell shall not prevail against it." Paul calls church the pillar and foundation of the truth. Does the Protestants think that Jesus isn't God and that God isn't powerful? If the Protestants had to restore the faith, the gospel and the church, because the church went fully astray and the gospel was lost, wouldn't Protestant teach that God isn't powerful?